Name is Stephen John Lubert. It's Luebbert. It's the last name. I'm an MD. I graduated from medical school 40 years ago this year, so in 1981. I've been in Colorado Springs since 1984.
Wonderful.
So,
and how did you first become interested in your career?
well, I knew I wanted to go to med school at around 6th grade. And after that, I just thought, well, it'd be kind of cool if I could do that. So I went in high school and took a lot of science classes. In college, same. But then, I had to take, a good balance. They wouldn't let you do just sciences. And then I went to 4 years of medical school, 3 years of residency, and then I did 3 years payback to the public health service. And that's how I ended up in Colorado Springs. Starting from high school, you get 4 years of high school. Usually it's about 4 years of college. Some people do, will get a master's degree before they go to med school. I didn't. I just went straight from undergrad to med school. So 4 more years of med school, 3 more years of residency, 3 years payback. And then I finally went into practice. So, oh boy, that's a good question. For dealing with kids, you have to be friendly. The kids don't deal well with people that aren't. So if somebody is afraid of little kids or intimidated by them, the kids pick up on it really quickly. So you have to feel comfortable around little kids. Now, this morning I had a real variety of stuff. I had newborns, so little ones that were 2 and 3 days of age, and I just saw a 17-year-old a few minutes ago. So I do have a wide variety of kids that I take care of, age groups. So. It really depends on what part of the country you're in. It depends on, if you're going to the hospital. Depends also if you're a subspecialist, meaning are you a neurologist or a neonatologist or something like that. In general, the people that specialize get paid more. A pediatrician starting right now will be about $150,000 a year. I make more than that, but I've been doing it for a lot longer, and I'm a lot better at it than I was when I first started. So, in our office we have 50 people that work here. We have people that work at the front desk. We have people that answer the phones. We have people that do scheduling. We have our nurses and our medical assistants. We have people that do billing and referrals. So in our office, those are just the various things that we have. And I kind of interact with everybody every day. I mean, it's not like, well, I just work with my nurse. It's like, no, I work with pretty much everybody. I've talked to people in referrals and in the front desk and the people that make scheduling appointments and things like that. I start usually at 8:30, and as soon as I get here, I usually do newborns first. I want to get them in and out before people with illness start showing up. So we'll do newborns for about that first hour, and then after that it's pretty much a lot of checkups, kids going off to kindergarten and to 6th grade and to high school and now into college. Just doing checkups. Today I had 3 kids with orthopedic injuries so far this morning. One kid hurt his thumb, another one hurt his elbow, and another one hurt her foot. So, those are kind of emergent visits, if somebody cuts themselves or if they break a bone or something like that, then we'll see them kind of right away. And then this afternoon, I only have 5 or 6 kids in the afternoon, so this afternoon I'll get caught up in all my paperwork and the letters that people have asked me to write for them and make phone calls and things like that. But usually I get done around between 5 and 6. There are 2 days a week on Mondays and Thursdays when I'm the late doctor. We always have to have one doctor that's going to stay late in case we have a bunch of sick kids coming in. So like yesterday I was a late doctor, but I was still home at 6. You know, I got done on time. But there's times like during a flu season where I'll be here until 8:30 or 8:45 at night. So it makes kind of a long day. And then I take off a full day on Wednesday and a half day on Friday. So I get my time off. Benefits, I've gotten to see people grow up. I've been, you know, having done it for 40 years, I'm starting to see third generation, where kids that were juniors and seniors in high school when I first came to town in 1984, they aged out, and then when they started having kids, they brought their kids here for 18 years. They aged out, and now I'm seeing third generation. So I'll look at grandma going, wow, I've been doing this a long time because I knew grandma here. So anyway, so that's probably the most fun, is seeing people through the ages when they keep bringing their kids back. The hard things are when people get sick and you can't do anything about it. You know, the kids who have cancer and things like that. And you know, they've gotten a lot better over the years as far as treatments go, but sometimes you still can't do anything about it. So that's hard. I would. Now, it depends on the practice situation. Some doctors in pediatrics only work in the hospital. And so they say, well, I come on at 8 o'clock one day and I'm done 8 o'clock the next day. You know, so they work for 24 hours. And then they're off for 3 days. Okay, in our office, for a lot of years I went to the hospital. I don't do that anymore. In fact, none of the doctors in my office do. We have doctors that work in the hospital and we just work in the office. So it's a lot more predictable. But having said that, it's still long days. So babies. Yeah. Oh, I don't see where this is going to change a whole lot. Now with COVID, a lot of doctors did virtual visits, but you know, a few of the doctors tried them, and so much of what we do is hands-on. We have to look in ears, we have to, you know, weigh the baby and, you know, make sure they're growing and developing, and the kind of things that you really can't do on a you know, that kind of a visit. So I don't really see that this is going to change a whole lot. Now, as time goes on, you know, a lot of doctors go into pediatrics, but many of the doctors are working part-time or not full-time. So I think that there's probably more nurse practitioners, more physicians, you know, PAs, physicians assistants. So there's a lot more people that kind of work along with you, and that's not necessarily the docs. So. You know, the biggest thing is just get through college and get into med school. And then once you get into med school, it's like, well, you really can go any direction. I mean, when I first got into med school, I was pretty sure I was going to go into surgery. And then I took the different rotations. And surgery was okay, but I didn't love it. But I did love pediatrics. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm going to do that. But you know, no matter what specialty a person goes into, they're going to be busy. So you have to make sure it's something you like, you know. And some people go, I want to make as much money as I can. Yeah, you're not going to make that much in pediatrics. You know, it's just not the way it's set up. Because you're not doing surgery and you're not doing procedures and stuff like that. But it is satisfying, and it's, you know, to look at people when they grow and develop and stuff like that. I mean, it's really, really fun to see. So.